Good evening, friends of justice. Please welcome to the stage the Western Justice Center Board President, Marv Garrett.
Good evening. Let me try it again. Good evening. Welcome to the 2017 Western Justice Annual Awards Dinner and Gala. This year, we paid tribute to three extraordinary honorees: the Universal Music Group, the law firm of Weil Glazer, and Dean Erwin Cherminsky. Congratulations. We also celebrate the work of the Western Justice Center, and we thank you for all of your wonderful contributions and participation. Without that, the work of the Western Justice Center to create a more just and peaceful society would not be a success. So we thank you very much for all of your contributions, and we thank you for being with us tonight. Now, let me introduce the co-chairs for the evening, Carrie Garvis-Wright and Kathy Winter.
Good evening and welcome. We're very, very grateful to have so many friends, supporters, loved ones with us tonight. I stood at this podium at last year's Justice Awards just 13 months ago, and it's not lost on me how much has happened in our world, around the globe certainly, and in our country particularly. There were events that inspired and united people toward justice, while others revealed a bigotry and hatred that many of us thought might have been a thing of the past. We've seen marches, protests. I think there were a couple of them tonight that made it difficult to get here. Gun violence, increased hate crimes, sexual assault, political unrest. We've seen attitudes and actions against Indigenous people, the trans community, LGBTQ+ community, people of color, immigrants, women, religious groups. But wherever you stand on these issues, I'm sure we all can agree that conflict is thriving. And I take great comfort and great pride in knowing that I'm a part of an organization that is committed to both conflict resolution and conflict prevention. It's through our innovative programs that we contribute to building a more peaceful, civil society where differences are valued. I can't help but feel that now more than ever, the work of the Western Justice Center is not only important, but it's necessary.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for being here tonight and for your generosity, because if it wasn't for you, the programs of the Western Justice Center wouldn't take place. And our programs are so important. Not only do they help all of us learn how to solve conflicts peacefully, but it also teaches our children and our communities to not only respect each other's similarities, but to respect each other's differences. And that's so important. So my part of the evening is to tell you a little bit about our programs. The Western Justice Center is making an impact with programs like the ABCs of Conflict, which is an in-depth training program which gives teachers the tools to work with their students to help their students learn how to resolve conflicts peacefully. And it also helps the students pass on those skills to their peers to help stop bullying. It's very important. We also have an Encompass program called Creating Bias-Free Classrooms. And this gives educators hands-on training, which is important on how to recognize and to prevent bias in their classrooms and how to prevent bullying. The Western Justice Center also hosts, and if you haven't been there before, I would encourage you wholeheartedly to attend this year. We host an annual peer mediation invitational at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in Pasadena. It's a wonderful event. It's a 2-day event. One day is for the elementary school students, and the second day is for junior high and high school students. And these are students that have worked diligently all year learning how to mediate conflicts and how to do so peacefully. And so not only to reduce bullying, but to help each other work together both on campus and off campus as well. It's a great program. So we offer that. The students have an opportunity to learn from each other at their peer mediation invitational, as well as they get an opportunity to meet judges and learn from judges and attorneys. So I would encourage all of you to participate with that next year if you have an opportunity to do so. We also have a program that is called School Tools. And you could go online, and we have programs for educators that give them all the tools they need to teach in their classrooms and to teach their students about bias-free conflict resolution. And one of the things that we're very proud of, or that I'm personally, and I know Carrie is very proud of, is that not only do teachers from 50 states across the union use these tools and use this program, but we also work with over 145 countries globally. So we're very, very proud of that. So you being here tonight and your donations and your generosity with whether you're bidding on the silent auction items or live auction items or making donations or a combination of all of the above, it helps us keep these programs going. And we very, very much appreciate that. So Carrie and I want to thank you very much for being here tonight. And to celebrate, we have exceptional honorees. And we're so proud that they're all here this evening. So we want to thank you for being here and to help us celebrate our honorees and to help us support the work of the Western Justice Center.
And just to clarify, the one honoree is Glazer Weil, not Weil Glazer. So right now, we're very excited that you will have an experience, or you'll be able to experience a live presentation of one of our incredible programs, combining the power of theater with facilitated group discussion.
We call this our compassion plays. So you're now going to have the good fortune of experiencing one of our compassion plays.
His friend, J.D., will do serious time, maybe state prison. An adult with prior convictions? Judges go hard on a corrupting influence.
Now I'm paying for this bilingual education, right? But where's my native language? Oh, that's right. Lost and forgotten.
We're not putting down Native Americans. We are honoring Native American courage. We are helping to preserve Native American culture.
Remember when you took that trip to Israel and you brought me back that Star of David on a chain? I put it on and Dad said, just don't wear it on a job interview. I never say I'm Jewish. I never show the star.
It's just that I came here from India around your age. We have immigration laws in this country. Why have laws if you don't enforce them?
I mean, it was tradition to make the black people sit in the back of the bus.
I will not allow that white pride garbage in this house. You know that. You'll end up just like JD, or like your father. Not much of a choice.
You can call me Miss Liberty. Sorry, no name tag. It's a casual Friday here at DMV, yes.
A Jewish poet once said, where books are burned, people will be burned. You see any connection here?
It hurts to see my heritage used as decoration on backpacks and book covers. It hurts to go to a football game and see a sign that says, "Scalp the brave."
Me and Luis, we don't really talk about this kind of stuff. I mean, I knew he was from Mexico, but that's about it.
Are you happy with that thing on your arm? Are you happy when you're hurting people?
I mean, we can track a FedEx package, but we can't keep track of immigrants? Come on.
Look, we...
White pride! White pride! Right on! But white pride!
I go to school
Because
here.
White
if
pride
an immigrant
will
starts
get your
having
ass
cookies,
kicked.
he
I've
gets
got
in
3
trouble.
years left.
Start
I
to
mean, when
lie
do
about
I get
yourself,
to be
don't
proud?
about who you are, about where you
Pocahontas.
came
I
from.
don't want to be the one the teacher looks at every time somebody has an Indian question. Grace, I don't know anything about the environment, and I'm not like all spiritual all the time. You know, some people, they just don't get it, but I know who I am.
Welcome to the stage, Western Justice Center Executive Director, Judge Judith Churlin.
Thank you. I know I have many, many friends in the audience, and unfortunately, because of the lights, I can't see most of you, but I know you're there. I'd like to thank you once again for braving the metro construction gods, the protesters of whatever they're protesting these days, to make it here to help us celebrate our wonderful honorees and to help us be able to present the kind of things that you've just seen. I want to personally thank our fabulous, I don't know where they went now, our fabulous performers, Brian Joseph, our facilitator, Delana Studi, the Native American actor you saw, Frankie Garces, who was fighting the battles of the DMV in his scene, and Kevin Blake, our artistic director at Western Justice Center, and also our fabulous actor. I do want you to know that when I joined Western Justice Center and I first saw the Compassion plays, I was absolutely struck by them, not only emotionally, personally, but also the recognition that although they were designed originally for high school audiences and teachers, they fit absolutely perfectly in mandatory continuing legal education. You know those bias credits that you're always trying to get in December and January? We can do them for your firm. So keep that in mind. And in fact, Craig, where are you? I know we have one scheduled out at Manat Phelps in December. So just let us know when you want us to come in and do these for your firms or your legal department. Okay, so that's my commercial. So I've welcomed you all. I would also like to acknowledge we have two of our prior honorees, two of our prior individual honorees in the audience today. Dr. Terrence Roberts of the Little Rock Nine. Terry, where are you? Please stand up. And I think Tom is over here, Tom Signs of the Mexican American Legal Defense and Education Fund. So thank you both for joining us tonight and honoring us with your presence. I want to introduce as well Lori Nelson. Lori, where are you? Are you here? Stand up. Lori is our Associate Executive Director. And I can truly say the creative genius behind all of the programs that we have that use the visual and the visual arts in the programs, including what you saw here on the stage just a moment ago. We have our founder, Judge Dorothy Nelson. Please. You've already met our president, Marv Garrett. I'd like to also introduce our current chair, Judge Barry Russell. Barry, where are you? And now it's my job to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, or our host this year. Those of you who've been here the last few years have known that our host for a few years was Deputy Byrd from the Judge Judy show. That's the other Judge Judy, the rich. You remember her, the rich Judge Judy, as opposed to the real Judge Judy. We've made a slight change. You might know of the television show called Hot Bench. And so we have one of the judges from the Hot Bench here tonight. Now, she also happens to be a very talented lawyer, public commentator, and a member of our board, Tanya Acker.
However, that was brutal
Watch
what
the
you
screen.
did. Showing up and recording somebody being beaten like that, like it was entertainment. You're a mother. You are two young women. You have to represent better. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
You guys must do better. I'm done.
5 sashes with extreme mold damage on them.
Mold? So you're saying that they're responsible in 10 months for this mold around?
Nobody
the
else
window?
has mold on their windows. The only reason
I don't know that.
What I do.
In
If you look
Northwest
at those
Indiana-
pictures, you'll see pictures that'll make you sick, all the mold.
You know what makes me sick? What makes me sick is people trying to scam others. You backed into her, and then you've come to court with a story that she was maliciously trying to get you to back into her. You know what it reminds me of? It's as if you punched somebody in the face and you said they maliciously put their face right in front of my fist and they became a hazardous obstacle. That's what I think of your position.
And that's what she did.
That's all I need.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
No, not a judge. I play one on TV. This organization really means quite a lot to me. I've been honored to serve on its board, but it's special to me for a number of reasons. One of the reasons that it's so special is because my first job out of law school was as a clerk to Judge Dorothy Nelson. And I have to also tell you that it was Judge Nelson who nominated me to this board, but it was also, during my clerkship, it was Judge Nelson who really modeled the principle that justice is not just about a specific verdict. Justice isn't just about getting the judgment right. Justice is about teaching peace. And justice is about teaching the peaceful resolution of conflict so that we can, all of us, have and live in a more free and civil society. And so when it comes to learning that lesson, I really couldn't have had a better teacher. So I do want to thank you again, Judge Nelson, for everything that you taught me. I do want to advise everyone, however, that you should not hold Judge Nelson responsible for any of my TV antics. She has nothing to do with that. she came to my show. The judge actually did come visit us in production one day, and she's like, I can't imagine that you guys take 45 minutes trying to figure out a dog bite case. I mean, you know, my colleagues, we can do a First Amendment case in less time, but we're learning. We're much better now than we used to be, Judge. So tonight is going to be exciting. It's going to be fantastic. You are going to outbid yourselves at the silent auction. You're actually going to look at yourselves at the end of the evening and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I spent all of that money. And then in the course of doing that, you're also going to have an opportunity to spend more money than you ever dreamed possible at our live auction, where we are absolutely going to blow you away with our offerings. It's going to be a very, very special night. You are going to have a great time. You are going to bid high. You are going to help us support the great work of this organization. You saw the compassion plays. That's just a taste of it. We really, really are about, we're about a lot of great things here, and we do need your support. And we thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm hoping that if I just say in really firm TV judgy tones that you're going to spend a lot of money, that you'll just do what I say, but I'm not sure if my TV tricks are going to work on this crowd. We're going to have a great night. And so next up, we are going to have a great night. I'm excited to join you in celebrating this organization. I'm excited in celebrating our tremendous honorees who we're going to be celebrating this evening. And right now, I am particularly excited to introduce you and welcome to the stage our very own Glenn Pomerantz. Thank you very much. Glenn?
No one told me I was following Tanya on the agenda. Well, as you've seen, a core part of our programs at the Western Justice Center are the performing arts. And they did a fabulous job tonight, and if you see the entire Compassion Play production, I think you'll understand why the power of using actors with their creative talents allows us to communicate and to teach in a powerful way. And we use these programs to help teach about how to recognize and then eliminate the biases that have repeatedly caused conflicts in our society. Well, there's another form of art that also has the power to communicate and to teach, and that's music. All of us can probably think of a song or two that has made us think about issues that really matter to us. And music is often used as a key vehicle to help us unite after tragic efforts to divide us. Many of you probably remember 10 days after 9/11, when artists in Los Angeles and New York and London got together and performed a concert at the same time, televised, with messages about peace and unity and things that should unite us and not divide us. And earlier this year, you probably remember the bombing in Manchester, England, during a concert by Ariana Grande. And shortly thereafter, Ariana Grande and a number of other artists returned to Manchester for the One Love Manchester concert. Music has always had the power to persuade and to unite, and to motivate people to create a more just society. And tonight, the Western Justice Center is extremely honored to have Universal Music as our honoree. Universal is the largest music company in the world. Regardless of your taste in music, you probably listen to a Universal Music artist. Katy Perry, Drake, Lady Gaga, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, Stevie Wonder, U2, and Ariana Grande. If you like country music, Carrie Underwood, Eric Church, George Strait, Keith Urban, and many others. Jazz, you probably listen to many recordings under the Verve label, a Universal label. Classical, you probably listen to Deutsche Grammophon or Decca Records. And tonight, Universal is here to be recognized for the power that music has to communicate and to teach. And Universal is a company that recognizes that when you have something as powerful as music, then you also have a social responsibility to do something with that music. This is from the Universal website. It's the universal language. It inspires us, it moves us, thrills us, heals us, and ultimately unites us all. As the world's leading music company, it's our responsibility to nurture music and to foster artistry and self-expression. In a world that desperately needs to find more common ground, there is no better way to provide it than through music. Using the collective power of our passionate community of music lovers, ranging from our employees to artists and to fans, we support and partner with organizations around the globe that are working towards meaningful, positive change and social responsibility. And those aren't just words. I've worked with Universal for 3 decades. There are good people at Universal Music who are putting those words into action. And tonight, we are extremely fortunate to have one of the very best people at Universal Music here with us tonight, and that's my friend Jeff Harleston. Jeff has been with Universal for 24 years, and today he serves as the Worldwide General Counsel. I was extremely lucky. I probably met Jeff during his first week at Universal, and he and I have been not just client and counsel, but friends for 24 years. And I think social justice, at least in my view, has been part of Jeff's life since probably as long as he can remember. I remember one time that Jeff showed me a picture. It was a picture of Jeff as a young boy. Jeff's father was the president of a black college in Pennsylvania. And this is a picture of Jeff sitting on the doorstep of the house that his family lived in, which is where the college president lived on campus. Jeff is on the bottom step, and next to Jeff is his brother David. Behind Jeff is his father, and next to Jeff's father is Earl Warren. This is the community that Jeff grew up in. These are the experiences that led Jeff to where he is today. I think Jeff's path in life has been inspired by his father and by experiences like having dinner with Earl Warren. And Jeff knows now that he has the ability as a senior executive at the largest music company in the world to help use that music to pursue the very same values that his father and Earl Warren pursued in their time. Values of unity and values of social justice. So I can't tell you what a tremendous honor it is for me personally and for the entire Western Justice Center to present tonight's Corporate Honoree Award to Jeff Harleston and Universal Music Group.
Well, thank you very much, Glenn. Thank you very much, Western Justice Center. One thing Glenn left out of my biography is I started as a litigator, spent some time as a federal prosecutor, and public speaking has never been really a problem for me until I walked in this room. And I got to tell you, it's, having been in the music business for 24 years, the only judges I deal with these days are on The Voice or American Idol, and Glenn grabs me and says, "Oh, come meet Judge Dorothy Nelson." I'm like, But it's really an honor to be here. On behalf of Universal, we thank you. It is truly incredible. I want to do some quick thank yous to everybody at the Western Justice Center. I know I'll leave some people out, and I apologize, but Marvin Garrett, the co-chairs tonight, Kathy and Kerry, who spoke so eloquently earlier, my new best friend, Judge Judy. She's the real Judge Judy in my book, absolutely. And I want to also acknowledge the other honorees this evening, Patricia Glazer of Glazer Weil Glazer, either one works for me, and Dean Erwin Chemerinsky. I am a Bolt alum, Berkeley Law, and so glad that you're there, so thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge the amazing family of people I work with at Universal Music. We're an amalgamation of cultures. As Glenn was running through the country music, rock music, pop music, it brings a lot of different people together, and you have to be a certain kind of person to work in that environment. I happen to love it because of that diversity, and several of us are here tonight, and I want to thank you guys for coming out and supporting. And I also want to thank many of our colleagues and counsel, as there are many firms here that represent us day in and day out with the various myriad of issues that we face, and thank you guys for being here as well. I'd also like to recognize my wife Maria, who is here. After almost 22 years of marriage, I have come to acknowledge that she has been the rock in our family, in our marriage, and thank you very much. You allow me to be here today, so thanks, appreciate it. On the Western Justice, since we're quoting websites, Glenn, on the Western Justice Center website, because we've all done our homework, right? Under Advocates of Justice, which is what this award is, it refers to corporations that work toward improving communities in which we do business by supporting programs that create safer environments for living, learning, and thriving. Now that describes a record company to me. I'm sure it's first thing that comes to mind. But we are, it is, I didn't know there was going to be a Compassion Play presentation, but you see the similarity. We are not that far apart because you guys have realized what we realize is that art is so powerful in bringing along the conversation, in bringing along the ability to really bring change and, in many instances, resolve conflict. As an organization, Universal has had a long commitment to supporting all sorts of organizations philanthropically, and that's very important. And we support a lot of interests that do align with thriving and quality of life. But probably the greatest thing that we can do to support is supporting our artists and their creativity. And we have an incredibly long history of doing that. Some of the labels you didn't mention were Capitol Records, home of the Beatles, Motown, home of Motown, and over the years we have really been supportive of our artists and their voices. One example that comes to mind, and Glenn alluded to this artist, this particular group, 4 guys from Dublin who decided to call themselves U2 and really made their name. I mean, this is a group that was not necessarily a commercially acceptable group at the time, but decided to make their name with socio-political themes over the years. And if I could quote one lyric, because this is from a song called Pride in the Name of Love, which I don't know how many of you know it was written about Dr. Martin Luther King. Early morning on April 4th, shot rings out in the Memphis sky. Free at last, they took your life. They could not take your pride. In the name of love, what more in the name of love? And artists like U2, like Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, like Lady Gaga, searching for acceptance and equality for the LGBTQ community with songs like Born This Way, NWA, Public Enemy, early on, 20, 30 years ago, talking about police violence, and we still have to talk about today. These are the artists we support. But it hasn't stopped. even today, we have a young artist who many of you have probably never heard of. His name is Logic. He's from Maryland. He's a rapper. He has a song that's titled 1-800-273-8255. Now, last time there was a phone number, it was like Jenny, who can I turn to, right? But no, this was that Rick Springfield? Was that, but you know, in all seriousness, 1-800-273-8255, that's the suicide prevention hotline. He's written a song, which I'm happy to say is becoming a very strong commercial success, that talks about teen suicide. And it's been incredible. After he performed the song on the VMAs, the Video Music Awards on MTV, a few months ago, the suicide prevention hotline people indicated that they had an increase of 50% in calls to their service. And this is what we're doing even as it goes on today. But we know that the job is not done. Now more than ever, and one of the co-chairs, I think it was Kerry, referenced this, we're in a very, very difficult time. And what we've seen over the years is one group of people we can count on are the artists, the musicians, whether it's someone like Kendrick Lamar, whether it's someone like Eminem. These artists are speaking out, and they will continue to speak out, and we will continue to support them. And I want to leave you with one last quote of a lyric from an artist who's very close to me, who's been in our label for several years, named Common. He wrote a song with John Legend for a movie called Glory. And the song was called Glory. And the song even went on to win an Oscar for Best Song. But one lyric from that song is, "The movement is rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtapositioning to us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough." Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage our host for the evening, Tanya Acker.
Thank you for that. But Jeffrey, he asked us if we remembered the lyrics to Pride in the Name of Love by U2. And I know I'm not that old, but I do remember the day when that was the definition of wokeness. Okay, maybe there are some younger people here who aren't feeling that with me, but I am like a child of the 80s. So thank you for that. Thank you, Universal Music Group, because on a serious note, art is something that pulls us all together. The arts are really central to our work here in the Western Justice Center. We really are about uniting art and justice and teaching justice. One of the ways that we teach justice is through art. So thank you, Universal Music Group. Thank you, Jeffrey. Right now, we're going to go on and take a break for dinner. After dinner, we're going to present our Defender of Justice and Champion of Justice Awards. Please don't forget to keep up all of your bidding on the silent auction because there is a lot of money to be spent. Thank you very much. Enjoy your dinner.